us sports moms have something to say.
Yes, we do.
We'll have a chance to interview across the board, from athletes to the parents to the coaches to even the trainers.
And we're not afraid to share our journey. We're not afraid to tell other moms what we went through in order to raise up a student athlete. So I believe that it's inspirational.
We able to tell our story, the good and the bad.
We can give back positive information.
Absolutely.
You know, we can empower them.
Yes, I think it's time for the mothers to be a voice.
Yes.
That's it.
It's time for us to let you know what's going on.
We're back, y'all.
Don't miss your chance to laugh with Big Mama. You know I got something to say, and it's gonna make you laugh and think. 'Cause see, life, it's like gumbo. Messy, spicy. But baby, if you stir it right, whoo, it's good for the soul.
Big Mama stay dropping gem, but this season, we're turning the whole court upside down.
We've got guests, games, real talk, sports mom style.
Season 4, it's live, it's us, and baby, we just getting started.
Season 4, oh, it's bold, it's real, and trust me, we're taking it there.
Season 4, it's live, it's us, and
We got something to say.
We talk some sports? Let's do it. All right, switching gears. Back to school also means back to sports. And for parents and athletes, this means sacrifices, lessons learned, and memorable triumph. So a group of sports moms started the show, Can We Talk Sports?, to have honest conversations, humor, and share their journey on raising young athletes. And you bring all of your different experiences to the forefront. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the conversations that you have?
We talk about the do's and the don'ts when it comes to referees. That was our favorite topic.
Oh, yes, I bet that is.
That one was a good one. We've had
Because
some
the parents, honestly, often they're the ones that are misbehaving the most.
They see that they're relatable stories that they was like, oh, okay, I experienced that too.
So what do you think actually is some of the biggest challenges that parents of sports, of athletes, are facing?
Balance. Set some boundaries and enjoy the journey.
So to have that community is so important. Now, Sonia, people know you as Big Mama. Is that right?
Yes.
Hello, you guys. Welcome to another episode of Can We Talk Sports?
Hello.
I'm so excited about tonight. This is, let me just breathe. This is a well-needed discussion. It's a discussion that happens every year. It's a discussion that happens on every level, whether it's Little League, even professionals. It's a discussion. And so I'm so glad to be able to bring our audience this discussion so we can just kind of really get down into it. I'm Karen Reese. I'm a community person. I live here in DeSoto, Texas, and I'm all about my community and supporting our kids. And I'm just excited about tonight.
Well, hey, this is Big Mama, y'all. Just kind of coming in with Karen to have a much needed conversation. It goes on. That conversation happens a lot. A lot of people are affected by it emotionally. It gets very, very disturbing at times, but sometimes it's real hard for not only the mom or the dad, but for that athlete to sit there. You know, every player wants their time. I've even had to bite my tongue a couple of times. And my husband was the coach. I mean, what you mean your daughter is not going to put, what you mean you got my baby in the outfit? But wait a minute, let's talk about it. So I'm so glad that we have some, let me be careful here. My ex-husband. So y'all just, Big Mama, just
Big Mama.
So, but this conversation about playing time, why my child is not playing. Sometimes you are.
Oh, you're fading out, Big Mama. Oh, you're fading out, Big Mama. Okay, I'm gonna mute her a little bit until she comes back in. Dealing with technology, you never know when you're gonna freeze. But this discussion about playing time, like I said, it is a much needed discussion. And I think it's good that we are discussing it amongst parents. And so we are going to show different point of views. Tonight, our guest is going to be from a player perspective. We're going to have from a coach's perspective, and we're going to have from a referee perspective, just observation and ways to look at it in a different angle. Are you back, Big Mama? Let me see. Can I hear you?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm not sure what's going on over here. It says my internet is strong, but we're going to rock and roll. Whatever happens, we're going to be right here. We're going to rock steady, baby.
Yes. Now, so, your son also played band. Did you ever have a problem with why my son can't play in the band? Or what is the things that are challenging in the band community as far as playing?
In the band community, no, him being first chair, playing saxophone, that's all on him. He's got to practice to make it. It's really not any favorites on that. Either you know your music or you don't. But mine was the solos. Hey, what's going on? You got to audition for a solo, or you just giving them out here. So I know Dr. Brown at DeSoto, he knows Miss Sonia Warren, because we had a real good conversation about that. And I went in with the most professional conversation in my mind. But as the conversation went on, what you ain't gonna do with this one. That one's mine. And I didn't mean for it to go that way. But you have to understand, coaches are people too. So coaches they have their favorites. They have, whatever they're looking for or what have you. So everybody in that perspective, unfortunately, in leadership roles, you have a little bias. And no one can negate that. It is in every role, in everywhere. Even in my professional career, there's a little bias between my managers. I know who I can depend on. I know who not to give an urgent project to. So we all have those people that we know that we can count on or we could depend on. And I think that's what the coaches are looking for in their you already know that your son only practice when he gets to practice. He don't work out at home. He don't do nothing. But he want to get to practice, and then he want to be, out there making. No, you already know. And a lot of the times parents, I think, deflect a lot. I think they really do. You know your child, but no one can be a better advocate for your child like you can. So parents keep talking.
And I think that's why it's good for us to have this conversation as far as, you knowing your child. I just remember, I kind of wanted it more than my son. And so he wasn't doing anything extra. He was coming home playing the games. He wasn't working out. And then I hear the stories of these athletes who sacrifice. They're constantly working out. They're constantly training. And so how dare me to go and talk to a coach about playing time, and my child is not doing anything extra to earn the playing time. So that's why this is going to be a great conversation. And so I'm excited. Let's go ahead and bring the guests on the show.
I want to say one thing before we get started is it's almost those, don't don't punish me for making a living to make a way for my child to have some of the great things. So no, he is not playing basketball off a tie rim, off of a light pole. But it seems that those that have to, as they say, get it out the mud, they have more of a dog fight in it. And, you know, and like I was just coming home, getting on the game, not picking up anything. It's just not there. And I'm like, well, did we do it because we afforded them so many different opportunities? You know, it's a difference when you sleep in 4 to a bed. You don't want to live like that so you gonna get out there and you gonna dog hustle and do whatever you want. You don't have running water. Shannon, you know, well, y'all don't like to talk about Uncle Shannon, but Shannon, you know, he was like, I was 1986 and we didn't even have indoor toilet. Yeah, you gonna get out there and you gonna make it happen. But you know, I don't know if sometimes we just give these kids, I don't think they're luxuries. It's just life. It's what life has afforded us. But that grind is not out there for them anymore. They have what we call the sense of entitlement. And that's unfortunate. So let's bring on the guests. Let's talk.
Okay, I'm gonna play this little video while I'm bringing on the guest. So y'all watch the video.
Don't hate Malik, me.
I thought you were gonna let my son play more.
I'm gonna let him play with his mama. Stop playing with me.
How am I playing?
You didn't text me back last night.
That's because I was working. You know I'm a single mother.
And I'm trying to take you away from that. Your baby daddy called time out on y'all. Let me step in.
I know. But can you let him play a little bit more, please?
What you gonna do for me? You gonna blow my whistle?
Boy, stop playing. Let my son play.
Hey, bro, put Idris in for me.
Idris' ass can't catch a cold, man.
I know, bro, but I'm trying to win with his mom.
And I'm trying to win games.
Man, come on, bro, just put him in. Look, bro, look.
What the mama look like, though?
Does she look like?
Yeah.
Put him in. That's my boy. That's my boy.
I can't deal with this shit. He can't catch, bro.
Bro, give him a chance,
He
bro.
can't catch.
He ain't got his dad in his life.
I'm not dealing with him no more. He can't catch. It's
Bro,
over.
For real? Hey, come here, man. It's not your fault. It's your dad DNA. He ain't nothing, all right? Put your head in the game. Okay, your mom paying all this money. You out here lollygagging. Come on, now, get in the huddle. Hey, your mama fine.
Hey, dude, why my son ain't getting no
bro,
PT,
don't put your hands on me. Idris is #1 right now.
Man, my son ain't getting no playing time, bro. I'm driving all the way over here and he ain't getting no PT, dog.
Okay, well, shit. Where your wife
Tired
at?
of y'all whack coaches, man.
So? A lot of parents upset with me because I put your son in.
I know, but I really appreciate you.
How much you appreciate me?
Thank you for letting me have playtime.
Oh, no problem, bro. I thought you were asleep. Here you go. Don't disappoint me, bro. It was right there in front of him.
He's just tired.
He's tired. No, he's trash. Football is about 100% focus. There's no distractions, okay? I don't care what it is. You got to be 100%. I've been waiting for her call all day. Hold on. Hey, y'all know what to do, though. Hello?
That video. Okay. Hey, you guys, welcome to the show. Let's go ahead and let you guys introduce yourself. Miss Sharon Combs, Coach DJ Johnson, and my uncle, Billy Joe Murray. All right, Sharon, tell us about yourself.
Hey, guys, my name is Sharon Combs. I am an author. I work with emotional intelligence. I'm a referee, and so I have seen some crazy things, and I'm glad to be here on this evening so we can talk about we just talk about whatever we talk about as it goes. That's it.
All right, DJ.
How y'all doing? My name is I'm Coach DJ Johnson. I'm also a youth pastor. I'm a proud graduate of DeSoto High School, class 2015. That's right. That's all about the U, baby. It's all about the U.
It ain't
been coaching since 2022. Also newlywed, so I took a year off of coaching now, but I will be coaching again in the spring. So I love working with kids. Man, that's my call. That's really my calling. Besides being a preacher, I believe me working with kids and pointing our youth is my calling.
All right, Uncle.
Hey, hi everybody. My name is Billy Joe Murray, Coach Billy Joe Murray, and I coached for 42 years, won 7 state titles, All-Star Game 5 year in high Hall of Fame, Arkansas Hall of Fame, Arkansas Tech Hall of Fame, and I know about every situation y'all talking about. I didn't seen it all. I ain't seen everything y'all can't tell me that I ain't seen.
Okay, so Uncle, we're gonna start with you as a coach. Playing
Okay.
time.
Okay.
How do coaches decide on playing time for their kids?
Okay.
For the kids.
Okay. Down nerve, the kid got to earn it. He got, it's kind of competition. He got to beat, like for guard, point guard, the wing, the post. It'd be like a setup. You're going to pick which one, the best one. He got to compete against that player. If he beat that player off, he's going to be a starter, and then he come in second. As soon as he saw the starter out, he's going to be my sixth man. That's where I look at it. I put them in competition. I'm going to play against each other, finding who the best of what. And one thing I think y'all overlooking, if the player ain't disciplined, got some discipline in him, and he ain't going to do what I said when I said do it, I ain't going to drop him way down on the total pole. He got to be disciplined at home. So when it comes to the gym, I expect him to follow all the discipline. I ain't got time to be training discipline. Nobody's kid when I'm trying to win something. And another thing is, I can play to win. I can play to please. I can play everybody and please everybody in the bleachers, but we ain't going to win. So you got to make a choice. You're going to play to win, or you're going to play to please. Are they disciplined? You got the home training. And another thing, how good is it? Do we have an athletic skill? Can he play? Can he shoot? Can he run? Is he slow? Put all those tech things into it, and that's how you pick a starter. It ain't that I like somebody better than anybody else. He just beat somebody out. He can out shooting, he can out running, he can out dribbling, he can out defensing, he can out jumping. All these little factors go into picking a team. You just don't. I like you. I like you. I like you. I like your mama. No, yeah. I tell you, hit the road, baby. I got a woman. I don't need no more baggage. But like I said, that's where I am. And I'm straightforward. I tell you this, Earl. I can talk to a kid in the beginning of practice. I can tell you who the player is just by talking to him. The attitude, where they receive me and take me, some play me out, some look all around, some stir my eyes. That's one going to be a player, he listening. Some don't listen. I can just by talking to a kid, I can tell who's going to be a player, who ain't going to be, who out there just to shoot the ball and get a little glory. Someone about that just for fun.
So do you kind of tell the kid that, okay, you're going to be my starter? Do you, and then you tell the sixth man, you're going to be my sixth man? Do you kind of tell them?
I don't tell them anything. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. When we practice, you're playing 5-on-5, and the first team gets second team, then you got a third team. Okay. If you're on the first team, you're probably going to be the starter. If you're on the second five at that position, you're going to be the sixth man at the position. That's why I do it. But you want to play, you're the starter, be a starter, beat the one in front of you, beat the one that you're playing against every day in practice, you're my starter. I'm not going to come, you. You got to earn it. I got a position, you got a power forward, a post man, shooting guard, a two guard, and a point guard. I put you in all five positions, depending on how well you can dribble the ball, how well you can run defense and everything. And you got to just compete against that player. And then it stands out. A lot of parents come to me, this is true, and before you ain't paying my son, I asked her, do you want me to win or do you want me to lose? I can play your son. And I think about I will play their son. When he go out there, he make 2 or 3 turnovers in a row. Then the whole crowd holler, take him out. Why you put him in? Jumping on me because I put him in. But I did playing because she had me to put him in. And I showed her that he couldn't play. I do that all the time. I'm not here to put a kid in and let everybody see what he can do. I give him that right. He have that right every day in practice too, to show me what he can do. But I can show you in the crowd in front of everybody, got to embarrass himself because if he get out there with the ball stolen from him, with the shot blocked, that his men on defense beat him. He kind of sticking up the whole team. I can show you that. I can show you that by letting him do that. And I still win. So I take him out, put somebody in that can do it.
Okay. Now, DJ, you are a player, and I know you DeSoto U, and DeSoto is a very competitive team. So can you kind of talk to us about your role on DeSoto, and then did you struggle with playing time, and then did your parents step in, or how did you even handle it?
My the thing about going to a school like DeSoto, we all know it. I'm not here to brag, but of course I love my DeSoto, but DeSoto, just like any other schools in the suburban area, they are you can say it ran like a college style program. And when I came in like my junior year, so it was already some stuff that was kind of set up. Now, like I said, I enjoyed my time with playing at DeSoto. Yes, I did have some struggles with playing time, mainly because you're a new kid on the block. You're already coming into a system that's already has some stuff set in stone. Like when I came in, I played guard, I played a little bit of tackle, played a little some everything on the line. And DeSoto, when I say they're like ran kind of like college style, most of the time, most positions in college, there are literally 4 positions deep at every position, at least. So that could be a thing that a lot of players face. And I did consider transferring, but I was already a senior, and I had made so many friends just with my short time at DeSoto. It was kind of like, do I transfer over here and start somewhere new, or I get more playing time? Do I stay here and work it out and stay here because of the name? So yes, that is that was a struggle for me, but I encourage anyone. If you feel like you can, am I talking a little too much, Ms. Karen?
No, go ahead.
If you feel like, hey, I can go somewhere else and get more playing time, then I would say, take that route. Not saying that, hey, this school is bad or whatnot. It's just maybe this system that probably is just not for you. And sometimes we have to be honest within ourselves and say that you're good, and we are not in just high school. We see it on the in the professional level. You have some of your greatest athletes. Coach Matthews tell us all the time. Some athletes may not go Division I. Some may not go Division II. Some you may have to go Division III. You may have to go NAI. It's somewhere. What I'm saying is somewhere for you to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. And even professional. Some people may not make the NFL. That playing field is so thick. You have XFL. You have arena leagues. I've had the privilege of playing semi-pro football. Matter of fact, I'm doing a little bit of semi-pro right now, and henceforth, while my thumb is hurt, a folk call it 37U, but I don't. They can say what they want to say, but yeah, those were some of the struggles that I dealt with. And to be honest, yes, it was hard, because if anybody knows DeSoto, or I didn't do DeSoto, any other schools like Duncanville, Cedar Hill, when you go through programs like that, when I say it's college style ran, workouts is no joke. Okay, the only door I'm doing this is Barbados City. We'll talk about that later. Those programs are ran college style. So when I decided I'm gonna stick it out, and I gained a lot of respect from my peers by doing that, because they said, hey, look, they say you got more heart than a lot of y'all, and I did. I wasn't the fans, I wasn't the best, I wasn't the strongest, but hey, just my perseverance alone was enough to, hey, I still got respect from a lot of my players to this day. And,
DJ, your sound is kind of going out.
I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, it was a little bit better when you came up.
Okay, let me come up.
Yeah.
Just me persevering, dealing with that 10 years ago. I still have respect for my peers to this day. Even my one the coach I coached at a high school last year, just him knowing me from high school, I was able to get that job, and he didn't have to, he didn't have to do that. He took a chance on me, and I know this kind of going off topic, but that's also what I tell my student athletes when I coach them. Be careful how you treat your coaches now, because you may not be, big D1, big this player or whatnot, but you may want to coach. You may have to go back through that coach, just that to get you that particular job. So
yeah. So I want to definitely tell them that even that you didn't get a lot of playing time, you still went to college and got a scholarship.
Oh
right?
Yeah, I went. Yes, I went to the TC and got a partial scholarship. So I played a little bit at Texas College. I didn't play as long. I wound up going to semi-pro route. I just I think my freshman year, I kind of was a little bit depressed, and I was also TC. Well, I don't want to go off on the tangent like that. I was basically, long story short, I was used to winning, and I kind of sucked into a little bit of depression. And then also too, a freshman trying to figure out a whole lot of stuff too. It was a bit much. So I left football alone, and I said I wouldn't play again. Then I wound up playing, doing the semi-pro route for about a year or two. Then kind of in and out.
So being a player, because I definitely want the testimony of being a player. And if I was a parent, how can I encourage my son or my daughter that is not getting any playing time? What can you share? What would have been encouraging to you at that time of you having to be on DeSoto and not being able to play?
One thing my dad used to always tell me, he would say, and he would literally say, he said, don't worry, your time. He said, your time will come. He said, don't worry. And then when you get in the game, he said, block like the game just kicked off. That's what you get, because usually, like I said, not trying to brag, but DeSoto, we blow out every team. So usually my time, I would get in late in the fourth quarter. My dad would say, when you get in, block like the game just kicked off.
Yeah.
So that was my motivation from my dad. He was. Even to this day, he's always still my biggest support. So I would say, as a parent, encourage your children, when you get your time and when you get your time to play, show why the coach will keep putting you back in.
Yeah.
So if you weren't getting your time to play, how would you have felt if your dad did go to meet with Coach Mathis and say, hey, I want to talk to you about my son? A lot of times the kids like, no, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. You're going to get me in trouble, but how?
It was crazy. My mother actually thought about saying, I'm like, Mom, no, don't do it. Because
Mama, sports mom.
Mama, don't do it. I'm like, Mama, don't do it. But I was like, no, Mama, just chill. Everybody respect. I'm trying to keep that level of respect. I think as a kid, man, I was 17-year-old kid at that time. Some kids may want their parents to say something, and some is like, no, I don't want to. My mindset was I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want to basically be, how can I say it?
Labeled.
Be the topic of discussion.
Yeah.
Be that topic of discussion, because I mean, as a player, and I'm trying to jump back into player mode, kind of coach mode, trying to jump back into player mode. The worst thing any player wants to go through is be the topic of discussion, especially going to a predominantly black school. Because once you're the topic of discussion, it ain't just over on the field. Let's just keep it real. You gonna, as we say, get fired up in the locker room, and then everybody, coach so and so had to get on Big D like. So I'm like, just let it go. And plus, I was always quiet kid too. I wasn't known for doing X, Y, and Z. I was always quiet kid. I'm like, Mama, just let it go. We about halfway through the season. After this, we on to the next. you know.
Yeah. So, Sharon, this is where I want you to come in because I had some I've had parents over time who have shared about how to deal with their student athlete as far as playing time, as far as maybe depression or their identity of sports. Can you comment on some ways that parents can kind of encourage their child, as they're going through things like this as far as playing time?
Yeah. Again, thanks so much for having me, Karen, having me on Can We Talk Sports? Bill, Coach, Big Mama. I am a big fan of sports is an extension of your identity, not the whole identity. And I think if we do that, because even before somebody plays sports, they have something in your DNA. I don't care if it's integrity, work ethic, there's something. And I think what I've seen is when individuals have that, they're able to, and I haven't seen them all, but the ones I've seen that have that time of being depressed, like maybe you come from a small town and you used to be in the big fish, and then you go, even if you're in high school, you go to like DeSoto or Duncanville, they all run like college programs, right? Yeah. But you come from like a small town where everybody know you. You have always been the hero. You have always been the golden boy. And unfortunately, your parents have always had a hero or a golden boy or a golden girl. And so then they go into this other place and they may see somebody that they feel like, hey, my child is better than them or even equal. You have to be more than better than or just equal, because they already have, these people already used to working together, playing together. And so then because somebody's ID is so wrapped up, just think of high school. They looking for ID, respectfully. They are looking for something to identify with. They are being shaped, formed. And so they're looking to have something that makes them them. And people aren't saying, well, you already them, just be them better. You know what I'm saying? The things that are going to go with you regardless of whether you're in sports or not. Integrity, honesty, work ethic, those things go with you. And so I feel like having an identity outside of sports, kill sports, eat, drink, and sleep sports, do all of that. But have an identity of who you are, like if one of us got fired today, we would be so distraught. Oh my God. But we knew who we were maybe before we got the job. So it'll give us some moment of like disappointment and like, dang, and feel that. I feel like process it and feel it. Don't try to act like you don't feel that way. Feel it. But don't stay there for 15, 20 years either. You know what I'm saying? Because the things that make you good in sports, you got IQ, you have other stuff. You will be able to apply it. You just have to, so I think that's it. If they have something else they can hold on to and not feel like everything is removed when the sport is removed, or when they're not starting, maybe they're going in when they're so high up or so high, so getting beat so bad, they get those last few minutes.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot. They will feel shame. They're going to feel embarrassment, and teenagers, we're talking about teenagers right now, right?
Yeah.
Teenagers are horrible. They are horrible. They're going to let you know you was in there for 3 minutes and 31 seconds. They're going to let you know. They are horrible.
Well, we ain't never lied.
But so I feel like that's it, because no sense in lying to them. No sense in them coming home and you being the parent and you like, it's your coach's fault. He got that one in there and don't have you in there. He ain't gonna have no good time with that. He finna pick up your offense. He already feel bad. He already embarrassed. So now you're gonna go in there with this attitude like it's the coach's fault. And the coach, depending on what type of coach you have, Mr. Murray said he been coaching 40-something years. He done seen it all. So he ain't going through all that stress. You understand? He's not there his first or second year. He ain't finna go through all that with somebody. I mean, unless the Lord tell him, hey, pour into this child or something, he gonna be like, you can take that right on back home to your mom and daddy. And in your video, the people like, when I'm driving this far over here, well, what you driving over here for? Was it not something over there? And also, I'm a fan of, if you're not getting no playing time and you're good, you have a limited time in high school. I have cousins who wasn't getting playing time where they were, and they went to another school, and they were like, this school ain't good, such and such. But they got the playing time, and now they are at colleges off of football, off of basketball. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know if I answered your question there. I just feel like they're gonna feel bad. Like, let's not lie. And why they feeling bad, even as a referee, you hear parents saying, it's 7 for basketball. It's 7 against 5. No, it's not. We don't even know your kid's name. We're trying to get up and down this court and make sure no one's fighting. We're trying to do everything we can to make sure that the winner is not because of us. You know what I'm saying? We don't know your child's name. We didn't wake up that morning like, you know what? Is it 33? Is it number 33? No, man. We trying to get these babies home, safe. So emotional regulation is important, and I do think it matters your coach. Coaches are different. Everybody's not going to have 40 something years like Mr. Murray. Some coaches are so invested, their first 2 years, it's so much about them. It's never going to be about the kids. It's how is this kid going to make me look on the field? So I don't, it's different ages.
And it's not really sometimes about the kids. It's their livelihood. I mean, it's my job on the line. If you don't play well. We saw that in college football. First 3 games in these college, they was firing head coaches after the 3rd game and when the college season started. So it gets down. It's my livelihood.
It's a business.
Yeah.
I mean, Titans coach just got fired yesterday, and I'm glad you pointed that out because I didn't understand it from the player side, but from the coach's side, like y'all hit on there, livelihoods on the line. Like especially high school, people don't understand. Like you go to these top schools, like I'm gonna keep throwing DeSoto out, like DeSoto, Duncanville,
Lake.
You got to understand. I was on the sideline with a headset, and I coached offensive line. Many coaches know that's one of the hardest positions in football to coach. The worst case scenario, you do not want to be that coach get chewed out in the headset because that is not a good feeling at all. And people livelihoods on the line. They're firing midway through the season. That is real. And matter of fact, it's even trickling down to high school. Where a coach getting their headset took, they make a wrong move because people had to understand. And I didn't understand this till I became a coach. Even just middle school, the pressure to win, especially here in Texas, it's you can't hardly sleep because my offensive coordinator last year, Coach Lee Brown, he said Johnson, I want you to be a part of a program where. Say, for instance, you have a daughter. He mentioned the fact when he was coaching in college, he said, my daughter going to the dentist is predicated on if I call this play, this receiver catch this ball, or vice versa. That's the kind of pressures that run, or me coaching offensive line. If my guard does not pull on counter left or whatnot, I'm just throwing it as an example, or he blocks the wrong guy. That's on my shoulder. Like it's like I mean, we going back to it. Coaches they're not waiting to the end of the year to fire coaches no more. It's livelihoods on the line. They're gonna put the best. If your job is on the line, they're gonna put the best player in. Coach's gonna put the best player in that's gonna play. That's gonna help the team win.
Yeah. That's right.
Big Mama and Karen, I want to ask a question to Billy and to Coach. Because I know that's true, like college and probably at a Duncanville or a DeSoto, just where everybody watching you across the nation. But what about for people who are truly like AAU and middle school? Are coaches feeling that type of pressure there too?
It depends. I would say it depends on the middle school. Man, me personally, when I coached middle school basketball for the first time a couple years ago, the coach I'm not going to mention his name, but he had told me, he said, Johnson, just teach the fundamentals. Don't worry about winning. Me as a young coach and me at this particular school where they hadn't really won that in 10 years, I'm coming in with the mindset. I'm not just gonna be here just so it's an extra little something for me to do. We finna teach fundamental. We also gonna win. So I put that kind of pressure on myself as a volunteer middle school coach, because when you coach the sixth grade, that's mainly volunteer. I put that kind of pressure on myself. Hey, look, if I'm out here sacrificing my time away at that time I was freshly engaged in, I'm sacrificing time away from my fiance after school. We gonna put in work. And Saturday we gonna win. So at some middle schools, you do have the head coach still getting on them, because I mean, at the end of the day, no matter what, it's really about the kids. So I say it just depends. Just some schools care about it. Some schools don't. Some schools are pro athletics. Hey, look, a school I know, they saying, look, I'm tired of seeing our football team looking like a circus. So they put the right people in there. Hey, look, we're gonna get this job done. So it just depends on where you at. That's
what you gotta say, Uncle. Yes.
I said depend on the fans. The fans put the pressure on the kids to play, to score, put the pressure on the coach to play. So it's all come down to the fan coach. Nobody wants to have a losing team. No kids want to play and lose. No fan want to be their son play and lose. The pressure comes from the
Nobody
fans.
become Cowboy fans, but go ahead, Coach. Go ahead.
I mean, no.
Not too much.
That's a good point. I've
You know what?
been around sports my whole life. I've never heard that.
I said pressure all around. When you hit the court as a coach, a player, I know a fan, because first time step out on the court, all the lights and everybody hollering, screaming at him. But you know he's scared.
Oh yeah.
He's scared because hey, there's pressure on him. And then they got, and every coach got a set of things you got to do at a certain time. Called offense and defense. Certain things you got to do. You got to remember to do it and be in sync with everybody else. So that's pressure on him. So it's pressure all kinds of ways. And as soon as he messed up, everybody on the team know he messed up. If other players, I got him, coach. I got him. I can do it. Like the third, then you may sub him out. Get somebody in can do what he couldn't do. So that's what pressure come in at. Another thing, players got to be able to play, get together, be in sync with one another. They got a group that play good together. You don't mess with that group. But that group know how to think, react to other players, because they kind of, they just play good together. If they got five that playing really good together, I wouldn't touch them. Because they know how to play. They backing each other. I got your back. You got my back. They passing the ball. They rebounding. They playing team defense. So you kind of let that go. Another thing about for kids having problems not getting playing time, I would tell him to go to the coach and sit down to the coach and ask the coach what I'm doing wrong. And the coach was normally I'll sit you down and go over from A to B, things that I want to see, things I want you to do. These are things that you are not doing. So this person is doing this and you're not doing. The player will see that I'm right. Those things I'm saying he ain't doing, he probably ain't doing. And I show a kid that's doing it, you get more playing time, he goes, okay, you are right. Then the player can go back out there and try to match the player that's doing the right thing. That's the way I see it.
So, Uncle, and I'm glad you brought that point up, but I want to say, what about undersized kids? Especially on football teams, you have kids that are undersized that may be playing the position because they'd like to play the position, but they're not really the size for the position. And so how do you deal with that as a coach? And then should a parent expect their kid to play if the team is winning by 40 points? I'd be like, okay, we're winning by 40 points. Everybody should play. Should parents or player expect to play when the team is winning?
Yes, they should be playing. And the coach should put them in, and he shouldn't wait till the last minute and put them in. You're about 25, 30 points. You can play 2 or 3 plays, 4 or 5 plays, or whatever. Set it down, wait him, and then come back in with maybe he did get in there while the game was going good. I would. And think about it, if a player is undersized, he got to fight 3 times tough than the big man. It's all kind of ways he can beat a big man out. It's just the coach got to teach him the points, how to beat a bigger player out. You just don't say, because you decide you can't do it. That's bullshit. Hey, some of the best players I have coached been undersized. Small, short, quick. If he's short and quick, see, he got an advantage right there. Okay? So it's all kinds of ways, but the coach got to be the one that, hey, put it in his head that he's just as good as the bigger side kid. You got to pump him up so he think he can. If he think he can, he will.
I love it.
And a lot of times with undersized players, because I had one with my middle schooler. A lot of times, undersized players usually be the ones that got that dog in you. It's like I've learned that it ain't the size of the dog in the fight, but it's the size of the fight in the dog.
That's right.
Them undersized cats, I feel like the reason why they play as hard as they do because they know they feel like they got something to prove. Like it was one kid, he was short, but when it came to like playing basketball, he was quick. It was crazy. He used his football skills for basketball. I forgot his name. We called him Black Dynamite. I mean, he was just quick. You would think a dude on the court would think he's open on the edge, and next thing you know, here comes Dynamite. Boom, take it, and he's gone. He's taking the ball up the court to go score. So when it comes to undersized player, the best player. This is when the best player will play. But sometimes size don't always mean that they can play. Because I mean, we've seen. I mean, I'm pretty sure Coach Murray, you've seen some of the dudes who may have passed the eye test, but when they get out there on the court or on the field, it's like, bro, hey, what are we doing? what are we doing?
Yeah. So, but I'm enjoying this conversation, and it's I still think that it's very much needed. And so we're talking about it from the different sports perspective, from a basketball versus a football perspective. And so, what are some things? Because I think that's the key is those kids that are not getting playing. So us as parents, when we pay our fees, we expect to play, And I don't know if that's based on when you're in Little League, everybody plays. But when you get to junior high, you have to compete. And as you go, you have to keep competing. Yeah. And maybe us as parents, we still have the mentality because I paid, then I'm in high school that I need to be playing. But so what are some things that you guys can give to parents and athletes who are not playing, as far as some more things of how they can handle that? We already have going to the coach. What should the parents do? How should the parents encourage their athletes who are struggling with this?
Depending on.
I'm gonna say back off. You're putting pressure on the kid anyway. And you want to see him playing, man, you kind of like you're in his head. I mean, you're constantly in his head. I mean, he should be this, he should that. You can mess a kid up like that, tell him what he should and could be doing, and then it don't pan out for him, you'll just kill him right there. So let a kid be a kid. If he let him come out and play his style, don't have to force him one way or the other. The coach gonna see it. The coach gonna pick up on him. But you started getting his head telling him you ought to be playing, you ought to be this, and ought to be that. Hey, sometimes you may be right sometimes, but sometimes you may be wrong. But most of the time you're going to be wrong. Because like I said, when a coach, I know in basketball, you're going to have a particular set of kids out there that's in sync. If your son ain't in sync with that 4 or 5 out there, he ain't going. Because coach got what? Win the district tournament, state tournament, region tournament. He's trying to win. If your kid ain't in the sync, in the groove, everybody got to get in the groove to get in the game. Your kid may be good at doing certain things. He may have a spot for him, but down the stretch, he got to go with his horses.
I would actually tell the kid what you just said about the parent. That's amazing. Coach Murray, I can tell you've been coaching 42 years. A, because you're not running up the score after so many people up. But I do think coaching right now is almost like the workplace. It's different generations coaching. It's some coaches out here like, I don't care. I'm gonna run it up. Let's hit 100 on them. They got 7, you know, and that's, listen, no, it's a real thing, you know, and other coaches who have been doing it a little longer, like it's not necessary, you know, so it's different. I think people should be honest with their children.
Yes.
I think parents need, listen, I'm big, like emotional intelligence, get some therapy, quit forcing them kids to live your dream. They don't think like you.
That part.
Experience.
You could, that is
any of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like he said, let them be a kid and see what their strengths are, but also make them disciplined. You know, if they got more respectfully, if they have more time on the video game than they have working on fundamentals, or listen, it's gonna get thin. It's gonna get thinner the higher you go up. Grade school, everybody can play. Even 9th grade, they ain't really cutting people off teams in the 9th grade. Come 10th grade, you ain't gonna understand. You don't even have a jersey. Is there something else you can do to support the team? And so if us, I don't care, I'm an auntie. I'm not even a parent, I'm an auntie. But I tell my nephews, I tell my nieces, I tell them all, no, don't ask me to pay $60 or more an hour for you to go get some fundamental training, and you ain't dribbling the ball one time. You ain't been outside with the ball one time. You just no. I mean, and I'm honest with them. I tell them I love you to bits. We can go do something else with that $60. That's fun. You know, we can go drive the little go-karts. We can go do something else. But
listen, I'm glad you pointed that out. Y'all pointed out 2 things that really caught my talking about these parents. That really I know I have not been coaching as long, but that really bothers me. Parents trying to live through their kids. That really bothers me, because they'll be telling their kid one thing, but then they come to practice, that does not fit our scheme. That does not fit what we're trying to do. And then and then also you were saying something about them doing extra work at home, because like I said, even though I didn't get a lot of PT at DeSoto, it taught me so much of just about sports that I bring to my coaching staff. My whole thing is, I had a parent do this when I was coaching middle school ball. They would I had a parent come to me after the game saying, how come my child did not get enough playing time? He's at practice. Well, for one, your baby's out there looking lost. Like, he's wide open for a basketball. He's wide open trying to catch the basketball. He just alligator arms it. So it's funny, ma'am, you had a good point, had those honest conversations with the children. I don't feel like a lot of parents have that honest conversation.
Some parents don't even know that they actually trying to still live their dreams.
And that's the
that's what it is.
I feel like it's too much emphasis on youth sports in general, from a little bit of middle school on down. Like, teach. I feel like the best way to do is go teach them fundamentals first, let them learn how to play before you just want to tell them try to have them doing plays like they're the Kansas City Chiefs. Like come on, my baby gonna be this. My baby gonna be the next that. I'm like, no, man. I hate to break it to you, but your baby can't catch a cold.
like man said.
Your baby got to do some work.
As a coach, that does bother me. So a lot of parents in this generation, I don't want to say we don't have no kids yet, have to keep it real with their kids. It's not the fact that coach won, because me, I'm a type of coach where, look, if you show up and you work hard, you're gonna get some playing time. But also, I'm not gonna put you out there on the court and embarrass yourself, let alone embarrass me or this program.
Right. Yeah, but also I was talking to my husband. He was saying, especially undersized, he said the coach may not put him in because he's trying to protect them. It may be a safety issue that we as parents in the stands, that we don't even recognize that the kid they may be coming against may be way bigger than him and he could be injured. And so that's a lot of things, there's some things that we don't think about as parents, that it's more to it than my child not playing. And then when we start to compare, my child is better than that other child, then that's us coming into the whole coach's role. You know what I'm saying? If we're going to let the coach, if we're going to give them over to the coach, let them coach. And we have to understand our position. And we're just the encourager at home. And like I say, we do need to be honest. I can say to myself, I needed to be honest about my son, even though he played on the line, but to go to one school, he wasn't big enough. And I needed to be honest with myself and stop giving him false hope. And when we was looking for scholarship, I'm looking for USC, knowing that he wasn't even tall enough to play on USC. So why was I even had his mental mind going there? And so there's some things that us as parents, we're going to have to wake up and understand and start helping our kids adjust to that. Maybe you might be the best bench warmer or be the best cheerleader, man cheerleader, or whatever, encourager on the team. Be there and be rooting those kids on. Be a team player. Because, when the football team, you're talking about 80 kids, of course, somebody is not going to get a chance to play.
I want to hit some basics. I don't know how long the show is, so I want to hit some basics. First off, if your grades are butt, which means they're not up to par, that's already going to affect your playing. You know what I'm saying? Second off, if you're late to practice every time or you joking around, that's going to affect your playing time. If every time the coach has something to say, you have something to say back. You need him to qualify it as if he has to explain or she has to explain something to you. That's going to keep you off. If you're always in some mess in the locker room, even if the coach ain't standing there, the coach, these are things that can prevent your child from playing. Respectfully, parents, if you ain't nothing but grief for the coach, he don't want to see you or your child, or she doesn't want to see you or your child. These are things that can keep your child from playing. Sometimes we're so busy wanting to have the last word, the last lick, we're not realizing this is going to affect my child. So there are some real basic things. I mean, if you're lazy, somebody has to be honest enough to say, hey, you know what? You lazy. You're doing the bare minimum. You actually have capacity to do twice as much. Everybody doesn't. But if your coach peeps that, then your coach is like, you out here you're not giving your all, so to speak. Now, there are different coaches and there are different ages, but I feel like those things probably hit every age. They hit every age.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to look for a solution?
Yeah.
I have,
Yeah.
You say no.
NBA now. In high school, we went to a different area and he was like, they got me on the bench. I'm better than them, such and such. And he was. And his mom and his dad knew he was. But you know what they said to him? They didn't tell him that he was. They said, well, what are you going to do to get off the bench?
That's good.
And I was like, that's what's up. I wouldn't have thought of that response. I probably would have been like, well, just keep working hard. They were like, what are you going to do to get off the bench? Because he's the one that has to get off the bench. The video was funny, but that's peewee ball.
Yeah.
Peewee ball. I mean, some high school coaches may be doing it, and some college coaches too, but they ain't going to be risking the game to do it,
Yes.
I talked about the video earlier.
So this has been a great show. I got a little game. We're going to do some rapid fire, ask some quick little questions about playing time for you guys to comment on. So how about this? Effort or talent?
Effort.
Talent.
Sherry.
I say effort.
Talent, because I've heard him in college say you can't coach height. I have more basketball in me than football.
Only reason why I say effort because I've seen a lot of athletes who had talent, but their work ethic was trash. That's my reason why I say effort. I do believe. Don't get me wrong. I do believe talent. Yes, because I in order to win, you need talent. But I'm more concerned with me personally. I'm more concerned with that effort because effort.
You know what? Effort equates discipline.
Yes. Because there's some, and that's one thing I also share with my student athletes. Like I said, it's one thing I've learned from DeSoto, being around a whole lot of folk. I ain't just football. DeSoto is they don't call us a youth for nothing. All that kind of talent just coming out of DFW Metroplex. I let them know, hey, look, you may have all this talent in the world, but I have seen talent D1 folk not doing nothing years later. My dad used to always say, he said, look at those ones that's committing all these big schools. He said, give them a few years, give someone a few years. Because now they thought they was this and that. They go to K-State and their effort didn't match up. So I agree with the talent, but but when that talent dips down, that's when I feel like that's when that effort comes in.
Yeah. Okay. What about practice versus game performance?
I go practice.
Practice
makes permanent.
all day.
It may not make perfect. It makes permanent though. Your muscle memory kick in. I don't know. I would go practice.
Okay. What about team chemistry versus individual stats?
Team chemistry.
Chemistry.
Team.
This ain't tennis.
Okay. One thing players can control every game. Can control every game. One thing that players can control every game.
Your attitude and your effort. That's what Coach Stansberg used to always tell us. You control your attitude and you control your effort.
I go along with that.
Likewise, agreed.
And what's one thing parents should never say to a coach?
You can't coach.
You suck. Yeah.
You can't coach. I agree with that. I had one parent say, "Y'all ain't." I was coaching high school. My first, they said, "Y'all some little league coaches." I thought, "Oh God, you please."
What you say, Sharon?
Well, I said what they said, probably just more inappropriately. I said you suck, you know. And here's the thing too. I don't know if parents know this. I don't care how many people in the stands. People can hear you. You're sitting in the same spot. Most of the time, people have a spot that they sit in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And depending on what school you go to, the attendance might be low, or the stadium, you right on top of them. Like even my coach last year, like we had to watch it. We stay on the sideline, and they can hear you, and vice versa. So, yeah.
All right. So let's get what's your last parting words that you want to say about tonight's topic, or just about anything, and tell people how they can find you. Go ahead, Coach DJ. Start us off.
My last thoughts is simple. If you feel like you when we're talking about this topic, if you feel like you're not getting enough PT where you're at, either you do one or two things: you either work hard, or you find another system that fits you. And also, to any student athlete that is watching, please respect your coaches, because one day that ball will drop, and you never know. You may want to get into coaching, or you may want to do something, and that coach that you decided to piss off 10 years ago might be just that person you need. Mama always say, "Don't bite the hand that feeds you."
All right. What about you, Sharon?
I would say a few things. First off, I would find out why you want to play. You know, like don't wait till your junior year in high school to be like, you know what, I really want to go to college. They're already selecting people. So they've been selecting who they want. So I would say make sure that that's what you want to do, that your child wants to do. For parents, unfortunately, have a conversation. They're about 11 or 12. Because if they really do want to go to these other levels, their life about to change. They practice schedule going to change. The amount of time they have to put in there, it's not as sexy as it looks, you know, the work that it's going to entail. So I would say make sure that that's something they really want to do, as far as why is my child getting playing time, and with making sure that know that just because you go to a DeSoto or a Duncanville and you may get a ring doesn't mean your child is going to get school paid for. So find out, why isn't my child playing? Ask, why is your child playing? And I feel like if you reverse engineer that, instead of letting everybody else speak on it, then you'll know whether you need to move to a different school. You'll know how involved you need to be. You'll know how much you need to invest financially. Do I need to send my kid down here to Florida for a camp instead of right up the street? So I will find out, why is your child playing? We know they're playing for fun because everybody want to do it, but if you treat it like a business, unfortunately, after a certain age, treat it like a business.
Yeah.
So that's
all right. All right, Uncle. Okay. Oh, you know, I just want to say this before he talks. I'm just so honored to have him on the show. As you can see, that's why I'm in sports, because of him and my uncle, Uncle Greek. And so, yes, thank you so much, Uncle, for coming on. So go ahead and give us the parting words.
Okay, my parting word is the kid want to play. I mean, can't push him out there and tell him he's going to play. You can see the desire by in effort. He's working after school in the backyard, working on his game, dribbling, shooting, whatever. He want to play. And next thing, how much basketball sense or football sense do we have? How well do we know the game? A lot of coaches pick kids that know the game. Some kids don't know A from B when they start playing basketball, so they fall behind. So it all depends on how bad the kid want it and what will he do to sacrifice in order to get there. And like I said, with my kids, I'm very complex. You gotta know you play the position. You gotta know everything about that position. For that position, you gotta know everything about it. I can't have no special ed kids out there playing, even though I had a few. But everybody gotta know their parts and do their part when they gotta do it in order to be a winning team. But he just gotta know what the coach wants from him. What he want him to do, what he want him to do it, and he gotta be able to tell with everybody else.
Yeah. All right, Big Mama, what you got? Anything before we go?
To all my student athletes out there, preparation is key. And always question yourself when you go out there. How bad do you want it?
Right.
Yes. And then I just want to say God has a plan for you. And so whether it is to just be a team player or to excel in something professional, just know that God has a plan for you and to enjoy the moment. Sometimes we're looking at some big picture and we're not enjoying where we are right now. So if you're in high school, I enjoyed high school. I just celebrated my 40th year class reunion and I loved high school. So, if you're not playing, find something else. You still can be on the team, but find something else about the team that brings you joy and just enjoy your time as high school. Because once you graduate, is when the bills and all the stuff of life comes. So you don't want to be so caught up in crazy, just stuff that you don't have to in high school. Just take the time to enjoy high school and whatever it takes to do that. All right, you guys. Thank you so much, everybody that came on. I really appreciate it. We appreciate all the guests, people who have given us comments. Go like and share. Tell somebody about Sports Mom over here. They over here talking. They talking about playing time. And only we can talk about it because we're the one that deal with it. And so, but we're here to help each other. Just kind of think it through. All right, you guys. So we'll see y'all later. Talk to y'all soon.
Thank you.
Thanks
for having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let's go.